Hey there, scholars. Happy Monday. It's Mrs. Bowers. Welcome back from your break. Today, we multiplied and simplified fractions. Again, we're still continuing the work with multiplying a whole number by a fraction. So if you recall, way back before February winter break, we practice the strategy of multiplying the whole number by the numerator of the fraction and then keeping the denominator the same. So let's follow those same steps and begin this work today. So when I multiply the whole number and the numerator and keep the denominator the same, we know that 4 times 5 is 20, and the denominator will stay the same. But I have an issue with that answer because that is an improper fraction, meaning the numerator is greater than the denominator, and that's a problem for me. I prefer proper fractions or mixed numbers. So there are a few different ways that you can turn this improper fraction into a mixed number. What you could do is a quicker way is depending on your level of comfort with fractions. I know that if my total number in a fraction is 8, my denominator, that means there's 8 total. Now, if there was one whole, I know that it would mean 8 out of 8 pieces. That's one whole. If I was to take one whole away from 28ths, I know that my difference would be 12. But 12/8 is still improper because the numerator is greater than the denominator. So again, I'm going to subtract another whole. And I know that 12 minus 8 is 4, and my denominator will stay the same. So 1 whole plus 1 whole plus 4/8 is 2 and 4/8. Now here was my next step. I need to put this fraction into its simplest form. Now recall to our last chapter on simplifying fractions, and you know that the first step to simplifying is to list all the factors of the numerator and the denominator and finding the greatest common factor. So I'm going to do it over here. I know 1 times 4 is 4, and I know 2 times 2 is 4. My factors of 8 are 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. I'm looking for the greatest common factor. Which number that's the greatest of value is in common in both of these lists? Well, that answer would be 4. So 4 divided by 4 and 8 divided by 4. So 4/8 in its simplest form. Keep the 2 wholes. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So in simplest form, this fraction is 2 and 1/2. Now let's say, Mrs. Bowers, can you hold on a minute? That's a little confusing for me. Don't worry, I'm going to show you another way that might work better for you. I'm a really big fan of drawing. I'm not the best artist, but I do enjoy it. So maybe this method might work better for you. Instead of doing all that work, we can draw a picture. So I did 4 times 5/8 is 20/8. But I still have that same problem. That's an improper fraction, and I don't want an improper fraction because we are sophisticated 5th grade scholars, so we can turn this into a mixed number, and this is how I'm going to do it. I love pizza. My kids know how much I love pizza. So I put this into pizza terms. Let's say I order some 8 cuts of pizza. So I'm going to draw some delicious 8 cuts of pizza. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. I'm just going to draw a few, get me started. All right, so I have some beautiful 8-cut pizzas. Delicious. I'm going to shade in 20 slices because I was so hungry. I ate 20 slices of pizza. Watch me work. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8, 9/8, 10/8, 11/8, 12/8, 13/8, 14/8, 15/8, 16/8, 17/8, 18/8, 19/8, and 20/8. So I had one whole pizza, another whole pizza, and then I had 1, 2, 3, 4/8 of a pizza. So in total, I had 1, 2 wholes and 4/8. So my first strategy, I used math and numbers and subtraction. This method, I drew a picture instead. And when I drew a picture, I got the same response, 2 and 4/8. Last step, 4/8 can be simplified into a more reduced fraction. And that is just the same process we did before with listing all the factors of 4 and 8. I know 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times 8 is 8, 2 times 4 is 8. My greatest common factor is 4. This is the same process that we just did. 4 divided by 4 and 8 divided by 4. Our simplified fraction is the exact same answer as before. This was just a different way of getting there. All right, guys, good luck on your homework, and I'll see you tomorrow.